Yesterday we were doing patterns and sequences and we were looking at numbers and we were looking at a sequence like this one here, 3, 6, 9, 12, and we were figuring out what the pattern was, and then we were writing out the next four or the next three numbers in the sequence. So for example here, what would the pattern be? The pattern is it goes from 3 to 6. Let me just change the color of my pen. It goes from 3 to 6 and then 6 to 9 and 9 to 12. So it's plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. And then the next one would be plus 3. So the next one would be 15, wouldn't it? And then 18, and then 21, etc. Now, I don't want you to figure out what the next few terms are in this exercise. I want you to write down in words what the rule is for the pattern for this sequence. So I'm going to do the first one and show you what I mean. So remember we called that this is a term. This number here is called a term. It's the first term, okay? And this is the second term, third term, fourth term. So that is called the fourth term, T-E-R-M. So sometimes a pattern is called a term by term rule. So I would write the term by term rule is to add 3. So term by term by term by term. See where I'm going with this? Term by term. So it means each term, the rule is to add 3 in between each term. So we just, it sounds a bit fancier, but we're just saying the rule is to add 3. The term by term rule is to add 3. So every term we add 3. So if I was answering the second one here, I would also start with the term by term rule is, and so on. So I want you to pause the video now and see if you can do number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. And you don't have to write it down. You just, all I want you to do is maybe actually if you write down into your copies the first 2, okay, and then the rest of them I just want you to see what the term by term rule is and how would you describe it in words. So pause the video now and have a go at that, and then come back and we'll go through the answers. Okay, hopefully you've been able to have a go at all of them. I think the tricky ones in particular is this number 6 one, and maybe number 2 and number 5. So let's see what's happening here. The term by term rule is, so let's see what's happening. To go from -8 to -4, we have to add 4, don't we? And to go from -4 to 0, we have to add 4. To go from 0 to 4, we have to add 4. So the term by term rule is to add 4. All right? So down here, I would say again, the term by term rule is to, let's see what's happening here. Oh, it's adding 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So the term by term rule is to add 5. And then here, let's have a look. I won't write out this bit. Okay, the term by term rule is, let's just pretend that I've written it here, okay? And I'll just put dots here, is 2. Now, what's happening here? 16 to 14 to 12 to 10. Well, it's getting smaller, so we're not adding. We must be subtracting. So this is -2, -2, -2. So the term by term rule is to subtract, or you can say take away, to subtract 2, or to take away 2. So what about down here? -3. minus 6, minus 3, 0, 3. Well, again, this is a little bit tricky because it has minus numbers, but it's very similar to the question 2 at the top right. So to get from minus 6 to minus 3, you plus 3. To get from minus 3 to 0, you plus 3. From 0 to 3, you plus 3. So the rule must be to add, and I'll just put a little dot, 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 so you know that I should have written the term by term rule is to add 3. Now this one here, well done if you got this one right. It's increasing, so we must be adding. And to go from 2 to 3.5, it's 1.5. Add 1.5. And to go from 3.5 to 5, you add 1.5. So add 1.5. So the term by term rule is to add 1.5. And that's it. That's all we're doing for today. It's Friday, so it's better to have a bit of an easier day and a shorter day. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you Monday.